check this out, man. Beautiful kitchen, obviously, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. I know for me, like when I'm walking through with my clients, they kind of get overtaken by the awe of everything, right? Being in the house, they really kind of fall in love with it and start moving in, so to speak. And so I know for my job, even though I'm not a licensed home inspector, I do know that there are certain things that I want to pick up on and look out for that could be like high ticket items for them, you know, which we'll obviously find out as we get to the inspection. But if we don't end up getting there because we find so many different things, then it might save them some time, right?
Absolutely.
So one of the things, and I'm sure you probably do the same thing, one of the things I like to look at is underneath here for the plumbing, right? You can tell if there's been any leaks. Usually you'll have areas where you can either see water stains or like the press board or whatever it might be, might have some water areas where it's dripped. So that's one of the areas I like to check. How about you? Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to walk in and see everything, all the glitz and the glam, everything that looks good, but when you're looking at a home, it's really important to make sure you're getting down into the nitty gritty, looking for those small things that are gonna make potentially a big decision.
Yeah, I would say especially anything that has a water source, right? So not only underneath the sink, but the fridge, especially if it has like right here where you can get water, is another area, because you can tell if it's on LVP or whatever flooring it's on, if it's buckled or starting to expand, maybe at one time there's been a water leak there, right? So just different things to kind of look for.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would say that that's pretty much all in the kitchen area I would check. You know, as far as like testing the actual appliances, that's something that's gonna happen with an inspection.
Yep.
But from there, I think we head on into the next area. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Awesome. And so not every time the utilities will be in the garage, right? But with this newer construction home, you see it a lot in newer construction. You have your utilities out here. By utilities, I mean, you know, the furnace, water heater, things like that. Open this one up. So what I do like to look at with this is just the age of the utilities, right? A furnace, water heater, outside if you're looking at the heat pump or the central AC, those can be potentially big ticket items, right? So there are different areas where you can look here to see the manufacture date on the appliance. And if you can't find the actual manufacture date, finding the serial number on that, you can pull it up and search. So it's just little things like that that I like to do for my clients to kind of show them like, hey, having your best interest in mind, like I really want to see if there is some stuff that starts to add up, you know, $10, $15, $30,000. And it's like, okay, at that point, do we really want this house?
Exactly.
So certain things to look at there. Anything else you think you'd add to this?
Nope, I think you hit it on the nose. Yeah, making sure all those big ticket items are intact and looking good. That's important when you're searching for your next house. Perfect.
Well, from here, I say let's go on over to the electrical panel. And I'm sure we probably can't, but especially in older homes, if it's not finished, you can see what kind of wiring's there. But let's go see what we can find.
Do it.
So here with the electrical panel, it's gonna kind of be hard with this one, right? Because I am not a licensed bonded electrician, right? So I'm not gonna try to act like one. But I do know with older homes, especially if the panel is exposed, if they don't have it finished with sheetrock and it's just on the studs, you can see what kind of wires are coming down into it. And this is gonna be a big thing for older homes, especially like really old homes. I still run into some knob and tube wiring. You know, it doesn't happen very often, but if you want to talk about a major fire danger, knob and tube. Especially if it had been updated to Romex or something that was kind of in between the knob and tube and what we have now is Romex. Just like to see kind of the condition of the wiring and see if it has been updated. And you can really tell if it has by kind of the age and how it looks of the wiring coming into the panel. What about that? I think I covered everything there, or anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's exactly right. Making sure that everything looks good. I mean, I'm no electrician myself, but every time I show a house, even if it's a newer house, try to open this up, make sure the clients can take a look at everything, see if there's any major red flags that just the common Joe would know and everything. But yeah, with these newer homes, more times than not, everything's usually going to be looking good.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you I'm glad that you opened this up, because there is another thing. If you do open this up and you have a lot of these breakers that are turned off, immediately it's like, okay, why are those turned off? You know, I hate to say it, but are they turned off for a purpose to try, you know, because maybe something's not working, and then you're going to want to look back in the seller disclosure. So there are certain things you want to look at to see if there's more of an underlying cause going on with the issue.
Absolutely.
But from here, head on upstairs.
Let's do it.
Awesome. All right, Marco, I figured the first thing we would check out up here, just because it happens to be up here, is the laundry room. Really in here, the only thing I'm looking for is this another water source, right, for the washer. So just to make sure that there's not any buckling or any expansion going on with the flooring down here. That could be a potential leak going on, whether current or past. How about you, Marcus? Is there anything else in here that we should check out?
Gosh, when it comes to the laundry room, I think another important thing, and this is something that'll happen during inspection, of course, because you can't really get up into the attic when you're taking a look at the house, is just checking to see if the dryer vents up and out of the house as opposed to just up into the attic. We see that a lot in homes, even newer homes like this one. Something you'll definitely want to make sure and take a look at, just so you know there's no moisture or anything potentially growing up in that attic.
Yeah, the last thing you want is mold, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, perfect. So from here, let's head on into just the other bathroom.
Always important to check every bathroom. I mean, turning on and off all the faucets, making sure drainage is looking good. Like we did, water pressure, like we did in the kitchen, getting down low, making sure that there's no active leaks or anything like that. Always important to check.
I would say especially with other water sources being the toilet, and then whether it's a, come on in here if you want, whether it's a tub or just a shower, just checking to see if there's any, you know, where there could be active leaks or previous leaks. Just really checking around the base of everything where you would have a water leak, if there was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing too is also checking, especially in older homes, sometimes you don't have ventilation in the bathroom. I do know just from conversations I've had with home inspectors, it's either proper ventilation or a window. It'd be great to have both, right? But just something to kind of also check and keep in mind as you're showing a house for a client.
Absolutely.
Well, my man, I just wanted to check the primary suite bathroom here just to make sure there's no leaks going on underneath the sinks or the tub. I'll have you pop in here and check that one if you would. Oh, this looks good to me. This is a great house. It's a great house to do this in because there is nothing going on. Check the water pressure. And then what I also do too, this is good, is I check the hot and the cold. I'll turn them on at both times, checking the water pressure. But then I'm gonna look under here while it's going to see if maybe the hot line is leaking, maybe the cold line, or the drain line itself is leaking. So you wanna have that running while you look. Yeah, everything's still dry there. And then just last looks around the toilet, around the tub. Gosh, beautiful tile work. Around the shower, looks good. Especially being upstairs though, not having one more level between us besides the attic. Always want to check to the ceiling to see if there was any previous watermarks, maybe previous watermarks that got painted over. So you just want to kind of hit it in a different light. And all these things too are just great. And for your clients, I mean, they're gonna feel like, okay, this guy actually cares about, you know, us and making sure we're not getting into something that could be a money pit. So just all great things to look for during a showing, because like I said, you know how it goes. Your clients are moving into the house already when they're looking at it. So try to rope them back in.
Yeah.
But
bring them down to everything.
Yeah, man, I think we're good here. What do you think?
Awesome house.
Awesome.
One of the biggest things I always take a look at with my clients, as I'm sure you do too, is trying to get as good a look at the roof as you possibly can. So I mean, if that means going all the way to the back of the backyard and taking a look, gotta do what you gotta do, because of course during a showing, probably frowned upon to get up on the roof and take a look yourself.
Yeah, what are we looking for out here?
I mean, when you're looking at the roof, you wanna just see if there's any serious moss going on, if there's any shingles raised, if there's any waviness, any red flags that might cause some serious money to be spent when everything's all said and done, because the roof is probably the biggest of big ticket items when you're buying that new home. So new roof is going to run you anywhere from 20 to 30,000 depending on the size. So it's always important to try and get a good feel for it. Big
ticket item. And another thing too I like to look for is, if you can, kind of see how much granules are left on the roof to kind of maybe get an idea of the age of it too, kind of the look of the roof, if you will. I do want to bring up, you had mentioned the waviness in that, because that could be a number of things. It couldn't be maybe nothing at all, but it could also help to see if the home's settled. That, you know, it could potentially be something to do with that. So just always something to keep in mind, and just to point out to your clients, you know, as you walk through, like, hey, this might be something, it might not be, you know, just want to let you know.
Yeah, just making sure to get ahead of it and put that information in their ear, so that way they know what to look out for if this isn't the one to look out for on all the other ones that you look at.
Yeah, just checking off the big ticket items, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
I like it.
Awesome, man. Good deal. All right, my man.
Let's go make some more people some homeowners.
Let's do it.